Hello Pisces, thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. There's a website for Chris Ann. It is chris-ann.com. It's at the bottom here. So if you want to freeze frame and use that information, feel free to do so. Supportive oracle cards are Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. It's the same thing either way, I guess. But there's a website in the back of this. So Colette's website's on the back here, ColetteBaronReed.com. I think there's a couple other websites if you're interested. That's what she looked like when this was, when this was released. Okay. The camera turned off once while I was recording, and I don't know what it took. I think I erased all of it afterwards. So the cards are still out, so I guess we'll keep going with the information. I'll start from the beginning for you, but I'm just like, I didn't want to get rid of these cards because it's a really good energy for you, for Pisces. There's something good coming in. And when I see it, it's coming in, and it's the next involvement for you. It just seems to like naturally be sliding in, naturally coming in, something that's supposed to come into your life. It should not really be obstructed. It should just kind of slide right in. You know, it's almost like, when you are going, or when you're walking down the street and you smell some really good baking bread or something like that. It's just something that's naturally there, something you naturally like. Or, if you go to visit somebody and, there's a really good smell as you're going close to the house or wherever you're going and you're like, oh, this smells great. And that's something you're going to be a part of. It's like, oh yeah, I made this bread and you get to have some. It's also like one of those things where not only you get to have some, if you want to, they'll teach you how to make it. And there's this whole situation that could come about because of it. It's kind of like you're very attracted to it. Like if it's the bread analogy, it's like, it smells great. And then, like, there's so much, there's, like, you could put jam on it, you can make sandwiches with it, you could do all this other stuff, you can have French toast, you can do whatever you want. And there's many more things that come from this. It's like, this is what brings you into it, but more is going to come out of it. It's kind of like, oh, that's the first start, but then you're like, oh, this is a group of people? Oh, they get together and they make stuff like this? They're not only regulated to food, they also do this other stuff, and they know this other stuff. It's like a group of people who explore their interests together and teach each other how they do this stuff, and then they meld and mix all these different media together to make something beautiful. This is pretty cool. I pretty much love this. And it's a really good energy. The thing is, when this energy is coming into you, you seem to be enjoying it a lot. But there's other people around you who feel like you might end up abandoning them in going towards this new situation. There's the Temperance with the Devil with the World card. World card? Yep, the World card coming in. And these three coming together, it's like the environment. It's like this group of people who, it's a couple different things. It's either you don't seem to be able to do both things. It's either you go towards this new thing that you really want, or you keep in contact with this old situation and that may not work for you. There may be one where there's also this version, I should say, where these people want to come along with you and they don't match this situation. Especially if they're the type of people that they want to be the ones calling the shots, and that's not how this situation works. It's more of a community, more of a diplomatic, a democracy. We all choose what we're going to do. We learn things together. We help each other. We enjoy things together. There's something about wanting to keep you close to them, wanting to be a part of this new situation, maybe, but they don't fit. And the energy with you and them seems to be under, like, a question, like, will it keep going? They're feeling like they might, with the Devil card, they might lose control or might lose connection. Especially with the Horse King, which is a control thing. They like how you connect with them now. They don't want to lose that connection or lose that. In some cases, they feel like they have authority over you. it's something where they feel like, this isn't working. This is not how this is supposed to go together. We're the ones who call the shots. You're the one who follows us. And when you're doing this and going towards that, it's like you're upsetting the apple cart. And they're like, where are you going, Pisces? This is not how we work through this, Pisces. The moon card showing up is sometimes a mystery, but sometimes it's kind of like they feel like they're going to lose their connection with you. This situation does seem to be coming in fairly fast, but it's not taking over. It's one of those things where you kind of have the luxury to decide how fast you want this to go, and if you want to go into it quickly, you could. It seems to be an option. If you want to slowly get to know it and understand if this really fits for you and just slowly connect to it little by little, you could do that too. But the prison wave is kind of like, I feel like I'm torn between going into this new thing that I really want, yet almost like other people are feeling like, but you're obligated to stay here with me. You have to stay here with me. And you're like, well, I don't have to completely walk away from this. I can do both to a degree. To a degree. Your old connection will diminish at least by half. At least. It could disappear if that serves you. For a lot of you, I feel like it's depending on if you want that old connection to continue, or if you want it to go kind of like, maybe this is something you were connected to a few times a week, and now going forward it might be a few times a month, or if you decide like it's not really working for me as much anymore, maybe it's a few times a year instead. It's gonna greatly diminish, but it seems to serve you in the sense of like what works best for you. Because there's a question of like what you've had, how much do you want to keep around you? And I like these two connections. It's like you don't want to be a child just waiting to be led. That's the top connection. But also, when you have this really beautiful connection with an animal, for example, you don't want to completely give that up either. So you're like, well, I don't want to completely give it up. So what's the new balance for this old situation? Something new and exciting is coming in. It's something it seems like you're supposed to go into. But it's like at the same time, I don't want to completely let go of what I had. Working it out seems like whatever the situation is coming in, it's going to kind of move you forward to where you naturally want to be. Other people might be putting pressure on you. Don't walk too far away. Don't go too far ahead. Don't get too far out of my sight. But as the situation naturally progresses and you put more work into what you really want, I feel like you're going to distance yourself from that problem. It's up to you how long you put up with it or how long you play with it. Because I feel like naturally you're going to start transitioning into the new situation. If you want to calm and cool and you want to let it go over a few months, even half a year, that's fine. But there's something coming in you're naturally going to get more and more drawn to. There's no reason to feel bad about it. More and more information, more and more connections. There's a lot of random energy here, but like random possibilities that just like, oh, I didn't know that was an issue, but actually that's great because I can do something with that. Oh, I didn't know that was a possibility, but that's pretty cool. I didn't know this person was a part of this, but I like them too. I didn't know people like me that much or that I fit this well in this. Like, it's very positive, and the more you get involved in it, the deeper you become kind of rooted in it, and you will naturally go into this new situation. It's a good thing. Realizing that it's a good thing might be hard. Other people maybe can't follow, but maybe they're not meant to. There is a possibility of feeling emotionally conflicted or kind of like feeling guilty. That prison wave, did I show you that? If I didn't, here it is. You might feel guilty about moving forward or possibly even feeling like you're moving on from other people that you do like, but you're like, the more I move forward to what I want, the less I'm connected to them. It could be a natural progression, and you might be conflicted about that, and you might have to come to your own center to get over that problem, and you'd be like, you know what, they're not gone, I just don't see them as much. I can still keep that connection, they just got to work with me more. And it's kind of accepting, like, other people may not like this. Other people are having a hard time with this transition for you, but you're going into something much better. The Fool's coming in with the Dancer. The Sun Dancers, actually. A lot of good energy. You don't want to, like, hold this back. You really don't want to hold this back. You got to decide how it's appropriate for you to come in But they're saying within the next year, you're going to go full board. By the time the next year is over, you're going to go full board into this, and you're going to be fully immersed into it. It's not bad. Other people might have a hard time with the transition, but those connections, I feel like they don't have to completely disappear. If you decide, it's better if they do, and you're comfortable with that, that's fine, because that could happen if you're comfortable with it. But if you want to keep these connections, as long as they work with you, they should be sustainable. There is a warning here, because I'm saying this in their warning. Some people have a really hard time. They're very pass or fail. If you don't do it the way I want it done, Pisces, then you can forget it, and I'm going to walk away from you completely. So you either do it my way or forget it. We're done. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to be connected. If you can't do it by my rules, then go somewhere else. Don't even bother coming back. That's a control card. That's a red flag. If somebody plays that game, do yourself a favor and don't play into it. It's not good for you, and it's actually not good for them either. That's a toxic red flag thing. If somebody's like, oh, you either do it my way or forget it, just get out. That's toxic. That's bad. That's not okay. So if somebody's playing that game with you, that's not healthy for you, and it's really not healthy for them either. So you're not doing anybody a favor by playing into it. You might just have to accept, well, those are their terms, and then I'm going to have to move on. They also reserve the right to change their mind later. Maybe they'll come around and realize that that's a bit too harsh. But you also, if they do change their mind later, you also want to remember that they did that initially, and just keep that in the back of your head. Are we good? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.